The GOAT has returned. Absa, the Storm Architect, is finally in Rivals 2. And despite canonically wanting to control the weather as a way to avoid fighting, she sure is pretty good at it. She's a lightweight, floaty glass cannon that will demolish someone for slipping up on defense. And she's got a whole host of tricky movement tools and wild cloud setups to play with. I'll be going over her basic game plan and playstyle, her prowess over the storms, her incredibly unique movement. I got it all. And if you're trying to play as Absa, or you're figuring out how to fight her, I've got your back. Fundamentally, Absa is the unholy amalgam of Zelda and Pikachu from Smash, with a little bit of Me Too spice thrown on top. Look, I'm the first person to say we shouldn't compare characters like that. I made a whole video about it, but devs have straight up said this one themselves. I'm not gonna tell Dan that he's wrong about the character that he invented. That being said, the way Absa's kit fits together makes her feel truly unique, despite obviously wearing her inspirations on her sleeve. Imagine Mewtwo's movement, but with Zelda's attacks and Pikachu's recovery. Yeah, it's terrifying. I don't want to fight her either. Absa's main goal is to pop her opponent into the air and juggle them before landing an early kill. Oh, the triple up air! And since she's got the movement to chase someone to the edge of the screen, she's a monster offstage, or anywhere in the air for that matter. She thrives off of pressuring her opponents all the way to the blast zone and setting up gross edge guards. I should have had that! She's also one of the lightest characters in the game, so she dies way earlier than most characters. You live by the early KO, you die by the early KO. That's the deal she struck at the character select screen. Absa's a surprisingly complex character. While none of her moves are too crazy, almost every single one has multiple use cases and synergizes with the rest of her kit.
Woo! Use all her resources up there.
You'll need to use them all to really push her potential. She's very freeform. It's pretty rare that one move just has one use. But don't worry, I'll be sharing at least some of the litany of sweet spots, sour spots, and spacings you've got at your disposal. Now, one thing to note, I've heard a lot of people call her a zoner, and I want to push back on that a bit. She's like half a zoner. She might have some zoning tools and a good projectile, but she's actually more of a setup/trap character. She wants to force her opponents to make uncomfortable, awkward decisions based on where her cloud is, but if you're getting peppered by clouds the entire match, one of you two has made some mistakes. Absa usually wants to throw you at the cloud, not the other way around. She's got some zoning flavor, but it's not her main thing. If you want a true, dyed-in-the-wool zoner like a young Link or a Snake in Smash, you'll need to wait a little bit longer for the return of Snake in Rivals. Let's start with her grounded moves, since that's how you're gonna get your game plan going. Nearly every tilt at her disposal is designed to force her opponent off stage or into the air. Down tilt is phenomenal at setting up edge guards because it sends out at a nasty angle, while up tilt is everything you could ask for in an anti-air. It's disjointed, and it pops up perfectly to lead into her aerials. Well, the real crown jewel of her grounded game, though, is her forward tilt. This unassuming move has 10 tricks hidden up its sleeve. For starters, it's a two-part move. The first hit is right in front of her, but if you hit attack again, she unleashes a bolt of lightning that crosses the entire stage. Now, you might see this and think, oh, that's wild. A move that hits full screen? That seems kind of broken. Nah, I mean, it's a solid poking tool, but I actually want to go back to the first hit effect tilt again. This move is absurdly disjointed, hitting a huge space in front of her. Remember that phenomenal anti-air up tilt I just talked about? Yeah, this move is faster and also disjointed. So if you're spacing well, this is even better at stuffing approaches. We haven't even started talking about how good it is on hit yet. If someone holds in after getting hit by F tilt, the world is your oyster. Up air off the top if they're at kill percent. Start a combo with nair or up tilt. I haven't even tried this yet, but I thought about it while writing. I bet it combos into grab at low percents. Follow up with forward air, set up for tech chase on platforms. I need to move on or else the entire video is just going to be use cases for first hit F tilt. Her quickest option though is jab, and it can be held indefinitely too. Just like the rest of the Rivals cast, she can cancel her jab into tilts, meaning it can be a great way to confirm that you got the first hit before getting the party started. If you're fighting Absa, while these moves are big, they're a bit slower to start up, so she can get locked down sometimes. She wants to set the pace by weaving in and out of range, spacing her options, more similar to say like Locks or Clarin than she is to Zedder or Olympia. Keep that in mind before you give Absa free reign to get their game going. Now, most of the kill moves I've mentioned so far are her aerials. This is the Zelda part of Absa's kit. Except instead of back air and forward air being the kill moves, now it's all four directions. All of her directional aerials have a pretty precise sweet spot right on the tip of the move. If you hit there, these are some of the strongest kill options in the entire game, except up air, which, I mean, that's just strong the whole hitbox. Have fun, no need to sweet spot. Because her back air and forward air are so strong, a ton of people panic and hold in the entire time. And I get it. No one wants to die at 70 for DIing out at the wrong time. But if they DI in, sometimes you can literally just hit them with forward air again, where they're for sure dead now. Want another layer of mix-up on our aerial game? Sometimes the weaker sour spots are actually exactly what you want. Sour spot forward air can combo into the stronger sweet spot version. Sour spot down air can set up tech chases, grabs, or even also lead into sweet spot fair. Make sure you're experimenting with all the different aerial hitboxes at your disposal. You should make it very difficult for someone to figure out exactly how they need to DI next. Make your opponent pick their directional influence poison, and then make them regret it.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm dead to that. Yeah.
Also, just a side note, forward air and back air are different. They've got slightly different angles, knockback, and timing, but they're mostly the same. That's just stuff for nerds. Okay, actually, Bear is more disjointed and kills earlier. Plus, it sends them at a better angle for edgeguard, but it's slower by a couple of frames, so you really gotta... Her final aerial is neutral air, and it's the only one that isn't a kill move. Don't worry though, Nair is still fantastic. It's a great combo filler move, good at linking into your next kill setup. Nair's multi-hits drag the opponent along with you, before the final hit spits them out. But if you land before that final hit spits them out, the stronger final hit never happens, meaning they're still right next to you and you can get some nasty combos with that. Drag down into any of your tilts, drag down into grab, drag into your up strong, get creative, have fun. Next, let's go over her throws and strongs. I'm putting these two together because they tend to be a lot more positionally dependent than the rest of her kit. She's happy to juggle and aerial all over the place, but her throws and strongs tend to be a lot more reliant on where her cloud is. Don't worry, I'll be covering the cloud a bit later. Suffice to say, she usually wants to send her opponents towards that cloud. This takes a bit more setup where it's good situationally, instead of being a strong option at any given time. Up throw can lead into juggles at low percent, or even a chain grab on fast fallers, while down throw is solid for setting up tech chases. Forward throw and back throw are best for just getting someone off the stage in general. Sometimes back throw can just kill outright, but it's not reliable until pretty high percent. All four of them, though, excel for playing around her cloud abilities, where they can lead to some huge combos as they rack up damage. In a vacuum, her strongs are fine, but they definitely feel a bit lackluster compared to other characters. She's not killing as early or as consistently with them. Up strongs are most reliable for actually killing, while down strong can surprise someone holding the wrong way since it sends out pretty ambiguously. I held down, I took so much damage. But neither are as good as her aerials for actually getting the kill. In fact, at least in Rivals 1, Absa's up strong had the exact same knockback as her up air, just grounded and further away from the blast zone. So it's good, but it's a lot more limited. Her forward strong is the weakest of the bunch, doing the most damage, but the least amount of knockback. But you know what it's really useful for? Setting up into cloud combos, just like the throws. They've got some utility, but if her cloud is nearby, they become a much scarier option. So, let's talk about that cloud, shall we? But first, ad read. I'm teaming up with Factor for a month, and every time someone buys a Factor box of meals that are delivered right to your door, we start ramping up the rewards. Bringing back old shows, starting new series, running Wisely events, all while you get chef-prepared meals delivered. You like to eat food? Like, good food, but you're also kinda lazy and you don't want to cook? Well then try Factor. New signups can use the link in the description to get 50% off their first box and get free shipping. Oh, okay, yeah, oh my god. Yeah, there's over 30 different meals to choose from every week. Everything is ready in 2 minutes or less with no prep. If we sell enough boxes, I will genuinely be able to— Remember, that's the link in the description for 50% off your first box and free shipping. You should get good food and you can help me make cool stuff and also pay my bills. Absa's Cloud does it all. It helps with combos, it can kill, it aids in movement, it can kill in a different way. If you dream it, Cloud can do it. Other than up special, every single special move that Absa has involves the Cloud in some way, and her entire kit is amped up when the Cloud gets in the mix. Remember the precise sweet spot for her aerials that I mentioned earlier? If you kick the Cloud instead, the entire Cloud becomes an extension of her sweet spot. Place it right above the ledge or right in her recovery path, and you just made things a lot scarier. She has 3 different ways to summon that Cloud: neutral special, forward special, and ledge get up special. Huh, look at that little guy go. Neutral special is Cloud Hop, her fastest and least committal way to get a Cloud out. It's also just a fantastic movement tool, since you can use it to stall in the air and get a resource out at the same time. Forward special throws out a Cloud that you could influence the height of with the control stick. It takes a bit more time to place, but it's fantastic for pestering someone off stage and messing with their recovery, or just for positioning the Cloud for the perfect setup. And get up special? Yeah, it just does that, I guess. Wild. Alright, well, once you have the Cloud out, what's next? Well, with a quick press of the special button, you can pop it. Great for those ping-pong combos you saw earlier. Or if you've got your opponent between a goat and a soft place, you can use it for some added pressure. With a long press of special, you get Thunderline. It's way slower and really punishable if you miss, but it kills super early. With the right setup, Thunderline can cover tech options, secure some disgusting kills, or get follow-ups that Absa wouldn't be able to find with any other move.
Oh no, you keep doing it!
Finally, we've got Cloud Bomb. Tapping down special puts the Cloud on a timer before it detonates. And if you didn't already have a Cloud out, it'll place one too. This explosion is strong. Stronger than any other kill move she's got. Oh, I'm dead. If you want to scare someone into making a very bad recovery decision, place this right where they wanted to go. Like, oh, I don't know, right above the ledge? I have never seen people more terrified than when they need to get around this thing. You'll either be able to call them out for going around it, or just laugh when they die at 60. For some added chaos, if you hold down special, Absa places the bomb on herself instead. Now, I don't think it's as good, since it does take way longer to activate, which clearly telegraphs what you're going for, but there's nothing that hits quite the same as starting the countdown and then zipping straight into someone and just watching them panic.
Get away. No!
Keep in mind that it's often more important to have a Cloud on stage to threaten as a trap than to actively use it as a projectile. But you'll use it plenty for both. People know they have to play around it, and you can use that knowledge to your advantage, hitting them towards the Cloud or calling out their movement as they try to avoid it.
You're so right, you're so right!
Once you have some more space though, like when someone's recovering, then you can get a little more aggro with it.
Oh, nice, nice.
Something to keep in mind during all of this, though, while you can't swat the cloud away like you can with Lily or Craig's Pillar, it does go away when Absa gets grabbed. I'm skipping up special and saving it for the movement section. So instead, let's talk about Special Pummel. Special Pummel puts your opponent in a unique status effect called Static Electricity. It goes away after a while, but when you're all staticky, the next time you touch the cloud while you're in hit stun, it sticks to you. Now, you do need to be in hit stun, you can't just run through it, but this is part of the reason her throws are more positional instead of being direct follow-ups. You can just chuck them at the cloud, or throw the cloud at them instead.
Yes. You're dead.
Once the cloud is stuck, all of the other stuff, yeah, that still works. Pop it to send them back to you or disrupt their recovery. Kick the cloud to extend your sweet spot. Make it a ticking time bomb, send them high into a thunder line. You are only limited by the scope of human creativity. Alright, well that's making it in though. And just in case you thought, well, I guess I'll always do Special Pummel Break, Absa has chain grabs on up throw with normal pummel. Have fun! Oh, and her get up special. Besides being a slower but larger, more disjointed version of her regular get up attack, it also has a fun synergy with her cloud. If you get up special below the cloud, you get the fluffy backpack now. Now, I was very specific in my wording. This is a fun synergy. I'm very glad it's in the game. It's not a good synergy, though. I'm not gonna let you do it. It's really slow to set up, and the reward isn't nearly as strong as sticking it to your opponent instead. But it is really funny. I don't know. If you get a clip with this, send it my way. Alright, we've talked about her normals, I've gone over her specials and her elemental synergies, so now we can talk about the final piece of the goat shape puzzle, her bonkers movement. She's got a two-part up special, lovingly influenced by Pikachu's. Remember to push in a different direction for each zip. You can't go to the exact same angle twice. Between her huge double jump and the distance you get with her up special, she's got a phenomenal recovery. There's a few more tricks hiding in that one too, though. For one, she can zip through her opponent and often get a follow-up from it. The first zip actually has slightly different properties, meaning it's better on hit and easier to use aggressively than the second zip. Heads up though, it is negatively disjointed, where her hurt box is larger than her hitbox, so it'll strictly lose out on trades. And keep that in mind, if you're fighting an Absa, swat her out of it. A preemptive attack will win every single time. I can't stop either of you from being reckless, but I guess I can warn you at least. If you touch the ground with your first zip, and then go into the air with the second one, you can act out of it instead of being in special fall. I'm pretty sure it's because the game considers you as having been grounded during the first zip, but I'm not totally clear on why, and that's out of the scope of this video anyways. I asked around, and there's just not a name for this mechanic. Some people just called it zips, which is shocking because Rivals players love naming every single tiny technique in combat. But I digress, and sound off in the comments if you've got a better name for it. Even her normal movement is incredibly unique compared to the rest of the Rivals cast. She's got an average ground speed, but a fantastic wave dash, and when combined with her floaty jump, she just glides around the stage. Absa's what's known as a DJC, or double jump cancel character in platform fighters. Her double jump animation actually has her dip down slightly before she starts moving upwards again. If she uses an aerial during that dip, she can attack incredibly quickly and low to the ground. If you keep holding jump, you'll do the normal rising version instead, so mix it up. She's even got one more hidden tech called a gravity jump. If you fast fall and double jump at the same time, Absa launches downwards. It's a pretty tight 2-frame timer. You can either push down on the same frame or one frame before your jump input. but it's worth learning. And trust me on the frame thing, I just spent 20 minutes in training mode testing it, since it is a different timing than in Rivals 1. Also, for some reason, Gravity Jump doesn't use her double jump, which makes it really, really good for ambiguous spacing and timing mix-ups. How horizontal can you get with a Gravity Jump? Let's try. There, that's how horizontal. By precisely using all her different movement options between DJC, wavelands, cloud hops, gravity jumps, whatever we called the up special thing, top Absas can fly around the stage, threatening attacks at any angle. Her movement defines her combos. It's the foundation of her neutral, and it's her greatest strength in recovery. This movement is the make or break for if you'll like the character or not. If you're the kind of person who could spend hours in training mode just zooming around, you'll love the Float Goat. If you're a big dummy like me, who needs things like a standard jump or dash dancing, or else your brain just kinda hurts, honestly, still check her out at least. She's fun. And if wild movement and a bombastic combo game, tempered by a weaker defense and lightweight, sounds like a blast, I think you found your new main. Oh, and if you're watching this the day she drops, I'm probably live playing Absa on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come hang out.